Okay, welcome. This is my second time trying to do this. The first time I was interrupted by my kids, and that's a-okay. So my intention for welcome, if you guys aren't familiar, I'm Heather Chauvin, the founder of the Mom is in Control podcast, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm recording this live on a Facebook Live, and then I will be putting this on the podcast. So if you're not familiar with Mom is in Control, you can find it on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, anywhere you can listen to a podcast. So today I wanted to talk about my TEDx talk, and I am going to be doing a TEDx talk tomorrow. I wanted to talk to you about how I kind of came up with the idea and laid it out and kind of formulated it, and also what I did to deal with the emotional roller coaster of I suck, I'm not enough, no one wants to listen to me. And then to also add to this conversation that I am doing this Facebook Live while my children are home for a reason. That part of my big idea is that I believe as women, as mothers, we can go after our dreams, we can be ambitious and still raise really good, independent, healthy, well-rounded children. I think by becoming the best versions of ourselves, this is the greatest thing we will ever give to our children, just to see us becoming fully self-expressed and fully fulfilled. So I see I thought another kid was going to walk in, but he's not going to, or maybe he will. We'll see if I get interrupted. No, it'll just be the dog, but because of that reason. So you have your big idea. So whether you're doing a talk of any sorts, you can get out a Google Doc, pen and paper, and write your big idea at the top of the page. What is it that you want to convey to the world? You have a message. You don't need to be a brand or have a website or anything like that. It might be, a meetup group that you want to create and you're really passionate about helping women with food or helping women with childbirth or telling your own personal story. What is the big idea that you want to convey to the world? So once you've put that at the top, then just jot down your points. It could be garbage. So you know how there's that saying of the first shitty draft of the book or the anything. Well, I'm going to call this the diarrhea draft because I'm all about, here's another kid. So I'm all about just getting your words out and allowing yourself to be fully self-expressed. So what do you want to say on that topic? What is it that you want to convey to the world? Once you have your points, then write some stories. What stories have happened and conveyed in your life that have really impacted this? Do you currently work with people? Is there somebody else in your life that have kind of supported you or inspired you with this topic? And then fill in the gaps. So once I had my big idea, once I kind of wrote down my key points of what I wanted to say, then I filled in the gaps of, what words will I say in between here? And the interesting part about this whole process is I'm a verbal processor. I'm a verbal learner. So that's hence the reason why I probably really enjoy podcasting, because if you give me a topic, I can just talk about it. And then when someone says to me, well, Heather, what did you just say? And I'm like, I have no idea, because I just let it flow out of me. So part of that process for me was actually writing out. So I would get my phone and just use the voice memo recorder, and I would record myself on a topic, or I would tell a story, and then I would transcribe it. And there's a lot of transcription services that you can use online. One that I like that I've been using lately is called Tremi. It's TEMI.com. And what you can do is just upload your audio, like right from your phone. They actually have an app, and you can just record it right into the app. And once you do that, I think it's 10 cents a minute or something. So if you have like 10 minutes, it's going to cost you $1 for this transcription. And it's not always perfect, because I think it's software transcribed. But the beauty of that is you don't have to sit there for an hour and transcribe your own words. You can just do that very quickly. So once I had the transcription of what I was talking about, and then I kind of went and edited it, but not for spelling and grammar, because nobody else was really going to see it except for me. I just went back and looked at, what's the flow of it. And then once I thought the flow was good, I started practicing it in front of people, whether it was my husband or my children, my neighbors, like I rehearsed it multiple times with the committee, and every single time I got amazing feedback, and then utilized that feedback and then went back to my script and then kind of input like what I was what needed to be shifted and stuff like that. And then I rinsed and repeat the process. So I kept recording myself, and then I kept saying it out loud to other people and going, ooh, I need to add this here or that there. And then I would record myself again and say it to other people. But that's kind of like the prep for, you're training for a marathon, and you got to go for all these runs, right? So you're like, okay, today's a 5K, tomorrow's a 10K. And then the next day we're doing whatever, 10 miles or whatever. I'm just making crap up. But it's like you're running, you're training your body for this endurance, but you don't know what's going to happen the day of. So the day of, I'm not a memorizer. That would be extremely painful for me to memorize this talk. So I'm not memorizing it. But what I did do is I created slides in connection with the points that I need to go to. So my talk, I have up to about 18 minutes. My talk is about 10-ish minutes, and we'll see what comes out of my ass when I'm up there. But what I did is I created slides and just a few words on each slide so that it prompted me to know what I'm talking about. So there's a lot of emotional stuff that happens through this process. So I'm just going to repeat to you what I just said. So if you want to get out your pen and paper, if you're like, how do I write a speech? How do I write a talk? Or anything. So you have your big idea. Then you're writing your points. You're writing down some stories. You're filling in the gaps. Then you can record yourself if you need to. Then you can transcribe, rewrite it, use slides, practice, 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 and present. So now I'm going to tell you the tool that I've used to help with this emotional roller coaster that I've been on. A lot of the speakers I've been talking to, and the beauty of this, I love it so much, is you always feel alone, right? So I'm going to tell you right here, right now, from the second I knew the application was out there, and I had to physically apply to become a speaker and do a video and all of that stuff, the stories come up in your mind of, I'm not good enough, I suck, who am I, I'm not going to get it, they're not going to pick me, all of the BS that we tell ourselves. And I mean, this is just for a TED Talk, but we tell ourselves these stories all the time of, I'm not going to go after my dreams. Oh, I can't do it. I'm not good enough. Oh, I have too many kids. I don't have enough kids. My kids aren't smart enough. My kids aren't this enough. Oh, I don't there's so many stories we tell ourselves. So I use Byron Katie. Do you know who Byron Katie is? So if you're watching this live video, you can see what I'm doing. This is called a Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, and it's from Byron Katie. So you can actually just go to her website. It's for free. It's thework.com. So THEWORK.com. You probably hear, I don't know if you can hear my little guy in the background. I gave him the iPad for a minute, so he feels like it's Christmas. So Judge Your Neighbor worksheet. So the whole essence of Byron Katie is she asks 4 questions. Is it true? Can you absolutely know that it's true? How do you react? What happens when you believe that thought? And who would you be without that thought? And then she wants you to turn it around. So I do this work with my clients and in the mastery program. And a lot of times when it's your first go around, it's like learning a new language. You're like, what is she talking about? I don't understand. This is the aspect. This is the path to emotional freedom. So when you have anything in your life, when you have a goal, and maybe it's writing a book, maybe it is doing your own TEDx talk, maybe it's starting your own business, maybe it's losing weight, maybe it's, I don't know, it can be anything. I got another kid coming. Let's see what happens. All right. So anything that you want, your beliefs are going to come up. You're like, I'm not good enough, right? Your thoughts, your stories, it's going to kick up. Like, let's just expect it. Let's not pretend that life is easy and it's always, well, I believe life is easy, but it's not that it's always going to be kitty cats and rainbows, right? So I did a Byron Katie worksheet on myself. I encourage people to do these on other people. It could be your kids, could be your partner. Oh my God, my son is losing his mind over Minecraft right now. So the first question on the Byron Katie worksheet asks, in this situation, who angers, confuses, saddens, or disappoints you, and why? So I chose to do this worksheet on myself because I believe we're very, very hard on ourselves. And I can tell you right now that I was extremely hard on myself through this process. So I wrote, just as examples, and some of them I exaggerated on. Number one, I am angry at myself because every time I sit down to write, I get stuck. Cool. Second question asks, in this situation, how do you want them to change? What do you want them to do? So be mindful that you can do, it's called Judge Your Neighbor worksheet. So you can do this on anybody else, but I think a lot of times we're extremely hard on ourselves. And so, like I said, I chose to do this on myself. I want my resistance to go away, and I want this to be easy. Question number 3. In this situation, what advice do you offer them? I should know what I'm doing. I'm wasting so much time. I can't figure this out. One sec. I got to calm this Minecraft kid down. Okay. Jeez. He's a little excited. It's like when someone's watching TV and they're getting excited because there's like video games or something going on. Okay. Awesome sauce. So, question, guys, I can't make this shit up. I'm looking outside and my neighbor and then my son are going by on a, what do you call it? A skateboard holding a string, and the kid is pulling him on his bike. And I'm like, oh my God, this is it. You can go after your dreams while raising kids and crossing your fingers and hoping, oh my God, they don't get hit by a car or something. They're 13, by the way. So if they were younger, I'd be out there in a heartbeat. Number 4, in order for you to be happy in this situation, what do you need them to think, feel, or do? So I wrote, I need to make shit happen, to get over it, to hurry up and to hustle, right? So putting this pressure on yourself, like, I can't. So for the sake of us not doing like a whole therapy session together, let's turn this around. So if I'm sitting here going, I can't, I'm so angry with myself because every time I want to sit down and write, I get stuck. First question, is it true that I'm stuck? Well, not really. I'm not really stuck. I was just, no, it's not true that I'm stuck. It just feels hard. Can you absolutely know that's true? No, I don't. I'm not stuck. Number 3, how do you react? What happens when you believe that thought? Well, when I believe the thought that I'm stuck and this is hard and I can't do it, I give up and I feel really overwhelmed and I just want to sleep and run away and hide. Who would you be without that thought? Oh, who would I be without that thought? Well, I would feel free. I would find myself writing more, and I would probably allow myself for this process to be way easier than the pressure that I'm putting on myself. So then Byron Katie says, turn it around to yourself, to others, and to the opposite. And guys, all the everything I'm saying here is on that Judge Your Neighbor worksheet, and you can get that for free on her website. You don't even need to like opt into anything. This woman is magic. So let's turn it around. I am angry with myself. Yes, I'm angry with myself. I am not. So I'm changing it up a little bit because I'm doing this worksheet for myself. I am angry with myself. I'm just going to sit with that. I am angry with myself. Turn it around. I am not angry with myself. That feels so much better. What's the opposite of anger? Let's just say happy. I'll just say happy. I don't think that's the opposite, but let's just say happy. I'm excited. I'm excited for myself. I'm happy with myself. So the reason why I wanted to do this with you, and for some, you may think I'm speaking a different language, and that's okay because it's a muscle, right? So if I just told you, get your shoes on and let's go do something you've never done before, you're going to be tired. You're going to be questioning. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's change. So I decided to do this Judge Your Neighbor worksheet because as women and men, super hard on ourselves, like let's beat the crap out of ourselves, right? We tell ourselves stories, and these stories create thoughts, and these thoughts depict our action, and our action creates our reality. So if my story is that I suck and I can't write, how am I ever going to, how was I ever going to complete my TEDx talk or write my book proposal? It's not going to happen, right? If I have a belief that I can't do this, and my thoughts and my stories are in alignment with that, then my reality is I'm going to be sitting here miserable and never complete a dream and not get my message out there in a bigger way. So, what's the opposite? I can write. This is easy. I can do this. I can go after my dreams. I can write a book. I can do all these magical things while raising amazing children. So they're all coming in the house. So I'm going to let you go. Talk soon, guys.